everybody, Rhymador here, and welcome to another blues bass lesson. Today we're going to be talking about using a rumba feel, and particularly a minor rumba feel. Now, if you're not hip to the rumba, it's a really cool blues feel. Think about the tune Crosscut Saw by Albert King. That's a rumba feel. All Your Lovin' Is Lovin'. That's kind of got a rumba vibe as well. So it's something that is within this kind of blues genre, but it's not a shuffle. It's not a swing. It's not a slow blues, but it is definitely part of the blues world. So if you want to get tab, notation, backing tracks, anything like that for this, please head over to either my Patreon page or my TRUEFIRE channel. You can pick those things up there. But in the meantime, we're going to get into this lesson here. And if you want, you can get the 12-Bar Blues Survival Pack on my website, rhymador.com. That's got a bunch of other lessons on all different kinds of blues feels, backing tracks, tab, all the stuff, you name it. But here we are today learning about creating kind of a minor bass line with this rumba groove. So for starting, we're going to be getting into our key, our tonal center, which is going to be A minor. I like to orient myself by playing an A minor scale. There we go. Little A minor scale for you. And to construct our bass part, we're really going to kind of focus more so on just using the minor pentatonic scale, where we're going to omit a couple notes from our regular A minor and just go minor pentatonic, meaning we need 5 notes. We're going to use our root, our minor third, our fourth, our fifth, our minor seventh, and our octave. So note-wise, we have A, C, D, E, G, and then we land on this A, the octave on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pentatonic. Throw the octave on there for good measure. And while we can use all of these notes, I'm kind of going to adhere to this like blues box vibe, primarily using our root, fifth, seventh, and octaves. So you may be familiar with some shuffle patterns. Anything like that uses what we might call the blues box, and we're going to primarily stick to that for creating this bass line. But if we're going to go and add fills or anything like that, we do want to be aware that the notes of the minor pentatonic can come into play as well for a little bit of variation. Now, I like to come up with kind of a groove where, not exactly like a shuffle form, but stick into that box. I'm going root, fifth, and then throw my minor seventh. You can begin with that. You can create an alternative to this by kind of, playing the first part of the groove like that and then tacking on something at the end, such as this. So you can see that everything that I'm doing is really just using the notes of this box. I'm just kind of playing to it. The things I'm trying to keep in mind are, landing my phrase on the one, or beginning my phrase on the one, but making sure that I set myself up there. So here we play. We know we're going to land back on our one. If we do the same thing with our octave, we just landed on that octave on the downbeat, the next beat one. So just making sure that you pinpoint that moment is pretty crucial. And you can kind of get playful with everything going on. Now, you'll notice that I am playing a lot with note duration. Maybe I'm playing like a longer note. I'm not necessarily doing like a shuffle rhythm where everything is kind of the same. I'm not walking where I'm playing straight quarter notes. This has this upbeat kind of feel. 1, 2, and 3, and I'm definitely playing to the upbeat. So if you don't feel confident playing to some of the upbeats, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and different Latin rhythms, things like a rumba also kind of play into those kind of upbeats. So I would definitely recommend getting familiar with it, trying to get comfortable with feeling where these upbeats are. You can get started with this. And as I'm playing this part, I'm going 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm kind of playing a root note, the and of 2, and then beat 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. take that to my 4 chord, back to my 1, up to my 5, 4, back to 1. And I'm just really playing this through that 12-bar form, you know. So now that you've got that basic part, again, you can kind of play with it. You can come up with other ideas. As I was doing that, I was really just sticking again to my root, 5th, 7th, and octave. Sometimes throwing in a couple passing notes here, you know, maybe something like that. Kind of walking down chromatically from the 5 chord to the 4 chord. But again, really not pulling from anything else. So get comfortable with this box pattern, get comfortable kind of like throwing in some notes if you feel like you can. And then if you want to take it one step further, you can always throw in some fills. I like to kind of like take that last bar of the chord progression to throw something in, and that's where I might take advantage of my minor pentatonic, you know, this guy. Or I might play it with a different fingering pattern. Get the 3rd there instead. So let's say I'm playing my 5 chord, my 4 chord, back to 1. I might do a fill or something like that where I take advantage of that minor pentatonic. So the whole point of this lesson really is to get comfortable playing to a rumba style feel, to feel these like upbeats and be familiar with that rather than just playing on the downbeat every time, and to also explore, you know, playing to these minor chords in a minor blues pattern. So again, moving through your 1, 4, 5 standard 12-bar blues progression, but taking that like box approach or using the minor pentatonic for fills and things. So I hope you found this helpful. Again, check out my Patreon page, TRUEFIRE channel, to get tab, notation, backing tracks, all that stuff. And head over to ryanmedora.com for more goodies, the 12-bar blues survival pack, all that fun stuff. All right, have a great day, everybody. Happy practicing, and keep it groovy.